Captain Jake Morrison walked slowly across the bridge of the USS Blackstar. The ship was huge and new. It had been flying for only 3 months. The metal walls were clean and bright. Every screen showed green lights. Everything worked perfectly. Jake looked out the big window at the stars. They were beautiful but cold. He had been a space captain for 15 years. He had fought in many battles. But this ship was different. It was the best ship humans had ever built. The bridge was busy with people working. Commander Lisa Hayes sat at the weapons station. She was smart and tough. Jake trusted her more than anyone. Lieutenant Commander Ryan Parker worked at the engine. Controls. He knew everything about how the ship worked. Lieutenant Carol Stevens was the pilot. She could fly the ship better than anyone Jake had ever seen. The USS Blackstar was not like other ships. It had new shields that could stop almost any attack. It had weapons that could destroy big enemy ships. Most important, it had a special engine that could travel very fast through space. Jake had picked every person on the ship himself. There were 847 people working on the Blackstar. They were all good at their jobs. They were all ready to fight for Earth and the human colonies. The ship was flying through empty space near the edge of human territory. They were on patrol, looking for enemy ships. The war with the aliens had been going on for 5 years. There, aliens wanted to take human worlds. They wanted to kill or capture all humans. Jake sat down in his captain's chair. It was comfortable and had many buttons and screens. He could control the whole ship from this chair. He looked at the main screen. It showed the space around them. There were no other ships nearby. "Captain," said Lieutenant Kevin Brooks from the communications station, "I am getting a signal from the outer colonies." Jake turned to look at him. Kevin was young, but very good at his job. He could speak many alien languages. He could also fix any communication problem. "What kind of signal?" Jake asked. Kevin pressed some buttons. His face became worried. "Sir, it is a distress call. It is coming from New Eden Colony." Jake knew about New Eden. It was a farming world far from Earth. 3 million people lived there. They grew food for other human worlds. It was peaceful and had no big weapons to defend itself. "Put it on the main screen," Jake ordered. The screen changed. Now it showed a man with a dirty face and torn clothes. Behind him, Jake could see smoke and fire. The man was breathing hard. He looked scared. "This is Governor Bill Taylor of New Eden Colony," the man said. "We are under attack. Alien ships are bombing our cities. Our defenses are down. We need help immediately. If anyone can hear this, please help us." The message ended. The screen went back to showing empty space. Jake felt angry. The aliens were attacking innocent people, farmers and families who just wanted to live in peace. He stood up from his chair. "Lisa, how far are we from New Eden?" he asked. Commander Hayes checked her computer. "Sir, it is 18 hours away at normal speed." Jake walked to the engineering station. "Ryan, can we use the quantum drive?" Lieutenant Commander Parker looked at his screens. The quantum drive was new technology. It had never been used in a real emergency before. It could be dangerous. "Sir, the quantum drive could get us there in 6 hours, Ryan said. "But we have never tested it for such a long jump. Something could go wrong." Jake thought about this. The quantum drive used strange science that few people understood. It folded space to make the ship travel faster than light. If it failed, the ship and everyone on it could be lost forever. But the people on New Eden needed help now. Every minute they waited, more people would die. "Do it," Jake said. "Prepare the quantum drive." "Sir," said Dr. Amanda Foster from the science station, "the quantum drive puts a lot of stress on the ship. We should run full checks first. Dr. Foster was the smartest person on the ship. She understood science better than anyone. Jake respected her opinion, but there was no time for long checks. "How long for a full check?" Jake asked. 4 hours, sir," she replied. Jake shook his head. "Too long. The people on New Eden will be dead by then." He walked back to his chair and sat down. He looked at each person on the bridge. They were all watching him. They knew this was a dangerous choice. "Listen, everyone," Jake said. "We are going to New Eden to help those people. Yes, it is dangerous. Yes, we might not come back. But we are the only ship that can reach them in time." Commander Hayes nodded. "Sir, what about the aliens?" "We do not know how many ships they have." Jake had thought about this too. The aliens usually attacked in groups. There could be many enemy ships at New Eden. The Blackstar was just one ship. "We will face whatever we find there," Jake said. "We cannot let innocent people die because we are afraid." Lieutenant Commander Parker began working on the quantum drive. "Sir, the drive will be ready in 30 minutes." Jake pressed a button on his chair. His voice went to every part of the ship. "Attention, whole crew. This is the captain. We have received a distress call from New Eden Colony. They are under alien attack. We are going to help them." He paused for a moment. "We will be using the quantum drive to get there quickly. This is dangerous, but it is our duty to protect human lives. All departments, prepare for quantum jump." Jake turned off the communication system. The bridge was quiet for a moment. Then everyone began working faster. Dr. Foster ran tests on the ship's systems. Commander Hayes checked the weapons and shields. Lieutenant Stevens prepared the flight controls. Lieutenant Brooks tried to get more information about the attack on New Eden. Jake watched his crew work. They were scared, but they did their jobs. This was why he had chosen them. They were brave and skilled. "Captain," said Lieutenant Brooks, "I am getting more signals from New Eden. The aliens are bombing the main cities. Millions of people are in underground shelters." Jake felt the anger grow inside him. The aliens were not just attacking soldiers. They were trying to kill families and children. "How much longer, Ryan?" Jake asked. 20 minutes, sir," Ryan replied. "The quantum drive is charging up." Jake looked at the main screen again. The stars seemed different now. They were not just beautiful lights. They were destinations, places where humans lived and worked and loved. The USS Blackstar was humanity's newest weapon. It was fast and strong, but more important, it carried brave people who would risk everything to save others. "Sir," said Dr. Foster, "the quantum drive is ready." Jake took a deep breath. "All stations, prepare for quantum jump." The lights on the bridge became brighter. The ship began to shake a little. Jake could feel the power of the quantum drive building up. "Jump in 10 seconds," announced Ryan. Jake gripped the arms of his chair. Around him, his crew held on to their stations. 5.4.3.2.1. Jump. The stars outside disappeared. The USS Blackstar folded space around itself and began the most important journey of its short life. In 6 hours, they would reach New Eden. In 6 hours, they would face an enemy that had never lost a battle. But Jake Morrison and his crew were ready. They carried the hopes of humanity into the darkness of space. The USS Blackstar came out of quantum jump at the edge of the New Eden system. Captain Jake Morrison felt the ship shake as it returned to normal space. The quantum drive had worked perfectly, but the journey had been rough. "Report," Jake said. As he looked at the main screen, Lieutenant Carol Stevens checked her controls. "Sir, we are exactly where we wanted to be." The quantum drive worked better than expected. Jake nodded. The new technology had saved them time. Now they could see what they were facing. "Put New Eden on the screen," Jake ordered, "the main screen. Change to show the planet." New Eden was a beautiful world with blue oceans and green land. But something was wrong. Jake could see bright flashes of light on the surface. The aliens were still attacking. "Dear God," whispered Commander Lisa Hayes. Around the planet, Jake could see the alien ships. They were huge and strange. Their hulls looked like glass or crystal. They reflected the light from New Eden's sun in rainbow colors. There were 12 of them, all much bigger than the Blackstar. "Lisa, what are we looking at?" Jake asked. Commander Hayes worked at her station. Numbers and pictures filled her screen. "Sir, those are Zephyrian battle cruisers. Each one is twice as big as our ship. They have powerful energy weapons." Jake had heard of the Zephyrians before. They were one of the most dangerous alien races. They had been fighting humans for 3 years. No human ship had ever defeated them in battle. "Are there any human ships in the system?" Jake asked. Lieutenant Kevin Brooks checked his communications. "No, sir, we are alone." Jake felt a cold feeling in his stomach. 12 enemy ships against one. The odds were terrible. "Dr. Foster, what? Can you tell me about those ships?" Jake asked. Dr. Amanda Foster was studying the aliens with her science equipment. "Sir, the Zephyrians are very advanced. Their ships are made of a special crystal that is very hard to damage. They use energy weapons that can punch through most shields." Jake walked closer to the main screen. The alien ships were moving in a perfect pattern around New Eden. They took turns bombing the planet. It was like a deadly dance. "They are working together," Jake said. "Yes, sir," Dr. Foster replied. "The Zephyrians share information between their ships. They think and act as one group. That makes them very dangerous." Jake studied the enemy formation. The ships were spread out in a circle around New Eden, but one ship was different. It was bigger than the others and stayed in the center. "Lisa, do you see that big ship in the middle?" Jake asked. Commander Hayes looked at her screen. "Yes, sir. It is 50% larger than the others. My computer says it is the command ship." Jake felt a small hope. "So that ship controls the others?" "It appears so, sir," Dr. Foster said. "If we could somehow damage the command ship, the others might not work together as well." Jake nodded. That was important information. But how could one ship attack 12 enemies? "Sir," said Lieutenant Commander Ryan Parker from the engineering station, "the aliens have not seen us yet. We are still hidden behind this asteroid field." Jake looked at the asteroids floating around them. They were rocks left over from when the solar system was formed. They were big enough to hide the Blackstar from enemy sensors. "How long before they find us?" Jake asked. "Maybe 30 minutes, sir," Ryan replied. "Their sensors are very good." Jake had 30 minutes to make a plan. 30 minutes to figure out how to save 3 million people. "Kevin, can you contact the planet?" Jake asked. Lieutenant Brooks tried to reach New Eden. "Sir, I am getting weak signals from the underground shelters. The people are alive, but the alien bombing is getting stronger." Jake felt the anger rise in his chest again. Innocent people were dying while he watched. "Sir," said Dr. Foster, "I am reading the alien weapons. They are using plasma cannons. Each shot has enough power to destroy a city block." Jake looked at his crew. They were all scared, but they were ready to fight. These were good people who believed in protecting others. "All right, everyone listen," Jake said. "We are going to attack those ships." The bridge became very quiet. Everyone stopped working and looked at him. "Sir," said Commander Hayes carefully, "there are 12 of them and 1 of us. Our weapons are good, but not that good." Jake sat down in his captain's chair. "I know the odds, Lisa, but we are not going to let those people die." He pressed a button to talk to the whole ship. Attention all crew. This is the captain. We have reached New Eden. The planet is under attack by 12 alien battle cruisers. We are going to engage the enemy. Jake paused. He could imagine the faces of his crew throughout the ship. They were probably scared. He was scared too. I know this seems impossible, Jake continued. But we have advantages they do not know about. We have new weapons and shields. Most important, we have something they do not have. We fight for our families and our homes. Jake turned off the communication system. The bridge was still quiet. Sir, said Lieutenant Stevens. What is our plan? Jake stood up and walked to the tactical display. It showed the positions of all the alien ships. We are going to use hit and run tactics, Jake said. We attack one ship, then move before the others can respond. We use the planet and the asteroid. Field for cover. Commander Hayes looked at the display. Sir, even if we destroy one ship, there are still 11 left. They will all attack us at once. Jake pointed to the command ship in the center. Not if we take out their leader first. Dr. Foster shook her head. Sir, the command ship is the other most heavily defended. It has the strongest shields and weapons. Jake knew she was right. The command ship would be the hardest target. But it was also the most important. Ryan, what is the status of our weapons? Jake asked. Lieutenant Commander Parker checked his systems. Sir, all weapons are ready. The plasma lance is charged and ready to fire. The plasma lance was the Blackstar's most powerful weapon. It had never been used in combat before. Jake hoped it would work. What about our shields? Jake asked. The new shields are working perfectly, sir, Ryan replied. They should stop most alien weapons. Jake hoped that was true. The shields were experimental technology. Like the quantum drive, they had never been tested in real battle. Sir, said Lieutenant Brooks, I am getting more signals from the planet. The aliens are preparing for a final attack. They want to destroy all the underground shelters. Jake felt time running out. They had to act now. All stations, prepare for combat, Jake ordered. Lisa, target the nearest enemy ship. Carol, plot a course through the asteroid field. Ryan, give me maximum power to weapons and shields. The crew began working quickly. Jake could feel the ship's systems coming alive. The weapons charged with energy. The shields became stronger. The engines prepared for battle. Sir, said Dr. Foster, the aliens are moving. They are forming a tighter circle around the planet. Jake looked at the screen. The enemy ships were closing in on New Eden. Soon they would be close enough to destroy the underground shelters. We cannot wait any longer, Jake said. All hands, prepare for battle. The USS Blackstar began to move out of the asteroid field. Its hull was dark against the stars. Its weapons were ready. Its crew was determined. Captain Jake Morrison looked at his enemy on the screen. 12 crystal ships that had never been defeated. Aliens who showed no mercy. But today they would face humanity's finest ship and bravest crew. Today they would learn that humans do not give up without a fight. Take us in, Carol, Jake ordered. Let us show them what the USS Blackstar can do. The USS Blackstar moved slowly through the debris field around New Eden. Captain Jake Morrison watched the main screen as they got closer to the alien ships. The wreckage of the planet's defense stations floated all around them like metal ghosts. Stay close to the debris, Jake told Lieutenant Carol Stevens. Use it to hide us from their sensors. Carol nodded and guided the ship carefully between the broken pieces of metal. She was an excellent pilot. The Blackstar moved like a hunting animal through the wreckage. Sir, whispered Lieutenant Kevin Rooks, I am picking up alien communications. They are talking to each other. Jake walked over to the communication station. What are they saying? Kevin listened to the strange alien sounds through his headphones. Sir, they are reporting that all human defenses are destroyed. They are preparing to attack the underground shelters. Jake felt his heart beat faster. They were running out of time. How long before they start bombing the shelters? Maybe 10 minutes, sir, Kevin replied. Jake looked at the tactical display. The nearest alien ship was only 2 miles away. It was a huge crystal battlecruiser that sparkled in the light of New Eden's sun. Lisa, do we have a target lock on that ship? Jake asked. Commander Lisa Hayes checked her weapon systems. Yes. Sir, all weapons are ready to fire. Jake took a deep breath. Once they attacked, there would be no going back. The aliens would know they were here. All 12 ships would try to destroy them. Sir, said Dr. Amanda Foster, that ship has very strong shields. Our normal weapons might not penetrate them. Jake nodded. The Zephyrians were known for their advanced technology. Their ships were hard to damage. What about the plasma lance? Jake asked. Lieutenant Commander Ryan Parker checked his engineering systems. Sir, the plasma lance is ready, but it uses a lot of power. We can only fire it a few times. Jake understood. The plasma lance was their most powerful weapon, but they had to use it carefully. Kevin, open a channel to the alien ship, Jake ordered. Lieutenant Brooks looked surprised. Sir, do you want to talk to them? Yes, Jake said. Maybe we can convince them to leave. The main screen changed to show the interior of the alien ship. The Zephyrians were tall and thin with skin that looked like crystal. Their eyes were bright, blue, and had no emotion. This is Captain Jake Morrison of the USS Blackstar, Jake said. You are attacking innocent people. Leave this system immediately. The alien commander looked at him with cold eyes. When it spoke, its voice sounded like breaking glass. Human ship, you are outnumbered. Surrender now or be destroyed. Jake felt anger rise in his chest. These are peaceful colonists. They have done nothing to harm you. All humans must be eliminated, the alien replied. Your species is a threat to galactic peace. Jake shook his head. We will not let you hurt innocent people. The alien commander made a sound that might have been laughter. 1 ship against 12? You will die quickly, human. The communication ended. The alien ship began to turn toward the Blackstar. Sir, they are powering up their weapons. Commander Hayes reported. Jake sat down in his captain's chair. So much for diplomacy. All stations prepare for combat. The bridge lights dimmed as the ship switched to battle mode. Red warning lights began flashing. Everyone held on to their stations. Sir, the alien ship is targeting us. Commander Hayes said. Jake could see bright energy building up in the alien ship's weapons. Fire first, Lisa. All weapons. The Blackstar's guns opened fire. Bright beams of energy shot across space toward the alien ship. The aliens' shields flared with rainbow colors as they absorbed the attack. No damage to the enemy ship, Commander Hayes reported. Jake was not surprised. The Zephyrians had very strong defenses. Sir, the alien is firing back, Lieutenant Stevens warned. Bright purple beams shot from the alien ship toward the Blackstar. The energy weapons hit their shields with tremendous force. The whole ship shook. Shields holding at 90%, Ryan reported. Jake was relieved. The new shields were working well, but they could not take many more hits like that. Corral, evasive maneuvers, Jake ordered. Do not let them get a steady target lock. Lieutenant Stevens began flying the ship in a zigzag pattern. The Blackstar rolled and dove like a fighter plane. The alien ship's weapons missed their next shots. Sir, the other alien ships are moving toward us, Dr. Foster warned. Jake looked at the tactical display. All 12 enemy ships were changing course. They were coming to help their friend. How long before they reach us? Jake asked. 3 minutes, sir, Dr. Foster replied. Jake had 3 minutes to destroy this ship before facing all 12 enemies at once. Lisa, target their weapon systems, Jake ordered. Use the plasma lance. Commander Hayes worked at her station. Sir, I have a target lock on their main guns. Jake gripped the arms of his chair. Fire the plasma lance. A brilliant beam of white energy shot from the Blackstar. It was brighter than the sun and moved faster than lightning. The beam hit the alien ship's weapons and cut through them like a hot knife through butter. The alien ship's main guns exploded in a shower of crystal fragments. The ship began to spin out of control. Direct hit, sir, Commander Hayes reported. Their main weapons are destroyed. Jake felt a moment of hope. The plasma lance had worked better than expected. Sir, they still have secondary weapons, Dr. Foster warned. The alien ship fired smaller energy beams at the Blackstar. The shots were weaker, but still dangerous. One beam hit their starboard side, causing sparks to fly from the bridge controls. Minor damage to hull plating, Ryan reported. Jake looked at the tactical display again. The other alien ships were getting closer. 2 minutes until they arrived. Carol, take us closer to the damaged ship, Jake ordered. Lieutenant Stevens looked confused. Sir, closer? Yes, Jake said. We are going to finish it off. The Blackstar moved toward the spinning alien ship. As they got closer, Jake could see the damage they had caused. The ship's crystal hull was cracked and broken. Lisa, fire all weapons, Jake ordered. The Blackstar's guns opened fire at close range. Energy beams and kinetic projectiles hammered. The alien ship. The crystal hull began to crack and break apart. Sir, their power core is destabilizing, Dr. Foster reported. Jake smiled grimly. Move us away, Carol. That ship is going to explode. The Blackstar pulled back just as the alien ship's power core overloaded. The explosion was tremendous. Bright blue light filled space as the first Zephyrian ship was destroyed. 1 down, 11 to go, Jake said. Sir, the other ships are almost here, Commander Hayes warned. Jake looked at the screen. The remaining 11 alien ships were approaching. Fast. Their weapons were already charging. Kevin, send a message to New Eden, Jake ordered. Tell them we have engaged the enemy. Lieutenant Brooks sent the message. Sir, the colonists are thanking us. They say we are their only hope. Jake felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. 3 million people were counting on him and his crew. All stations, prepare for multiple enemy contacts, Jake announced. The 11 alien ships arrived in formation. They surrounded the Blackstar like wolves surrounding prey. Their crystal hulls gleamed with deadly beauty. Sir, they are all targeting. U.S., Commander Hayes reported. Jake knew they were in trouble. 1 alien ship had been hard enough to fight. 11 ships would be much harder. Carol, get us moving, Jake ordered. Do not let them surround us. The Blackstar began to move fast through space. Lieutenant Stevens used every trick she knew to avoid the alien weapons. The ship rolled and turned like a dancer. Energy beams filled the space around them. Some shots missed, but others hit their shields. The Blackstar shook with each impact. Shields down to 70%. Ryan reported. Jake realized they could not keep this up for long. The aliens had too much firepower. Lisa, target the nearest ship, Jake ordered. We need to reduce their numbers. Commander Hayes selected a target and fired. The Blackstar's weapons hit the alien ship, but its shields held. No significant damage, Hayes reported. Jake felt frustration building. Their weapons were not strong enough to penetrate the alien shields quickly. Sir, we need a new strategy, Dr. Foster suggested. Jake looked at the tactical display. The alien ships were working together perfectly. They shared information and coordinated their attacks. Then Jake had an idea. Kevin, Can you jam their communications? Lieutenant Brooks thought for a moment. Sir, I might be able to disrupt their signals temporarily. Jake nodded. Do it. If they cannot talk to each other, they cannot coordinate their attacks. Brooks began working on the communication jamming. Meanwhile, the battle continued around them. The USS Blackstar fought desperately against impossible odds, trying to protect the innocent people below. The USS Blackstar was surrounded by 11 alien ships. Captain Jake Morrison watched the tactical display as enemy vessels moved to encircle them. Energy beams filled the space around his ship like deadly lightning. Shields down to 50%, Lieutenant Commander Ryan Parker reported. His voice was calm, but Jake could hear the worry underneath. The Blackstar shook violently as 3 alien shots hit them at the same time. Sparks flew from control panels around the bridge. The lights flickered. Sir, we have hull damage on decks. 7 and 8, Ryan continued. Emergency teams are responding. Jake gripped the arms of his captain's chair. They were losing this battle. The alien ships were too many and too strong. Kevin, what is the status of the communication jamming? Jake asked. Lieutenant Kevin Brooks was working hard at his station. Sweat ran down his face as he tried to disrupt the alien signals. Sir, I am having trouble. Their technology is very advanced. I can only jam them for a few seconds at a time. Jake felt his hope fading. Without disrupting the alien coordination, they could not win this fight. Sir, said Dr. Amanda Foster from her science station, I am reading massive energy buildup from the alien ships. They are preparing to fire all at once. Jake looked at the main screen. All 11 enemy ships were pointing their weapons at the Blackstar. Their crystal hulls were glowing brighter as they charged their guns. How long do we have? Jake asked. 30 seconds, sir, Dr. Foster replied. Jake knew that a coordinated attack from 11 ships would destroy them instantly. Their shields could not handle that much firepower. Carol, emergency evasive maneuvers, Jake ordered. Lieutenant Carol Stevens was already working. Sir, there is nowhere to go. They have us surrounded. Jake looked around the bridge at his crew. They were all scared, but they were still doing their jobs. These were good people who deserved better than to die in space. Sir, said Commander Lisa Hayes, I have an idea. What if we overload the plasma lance? We could fire it at maximum power. Jake turned to look at her. What would that do? It might be powerful enough to destroy their command ship, Hayes explained. Without their leader, the other ships might not work together as well. Jake looked at Ryan. Is that possible? Lieutenant Commander Parker checked his engineering systems. Sir, I could reroute power from all non-essential systems. But it would be very dangerous. We might overload our own reactor. Jake understood. They were talking about risking the entire ship and everyone on it. What are the chances of success? Jake asked. Doc Ryan thought for a moment. Maybe 60%, sir. But if we fail, the ship will be destroyed. Jake looked at the tactical display. The alien command ship was in the center of the formation. It was the biggest and most heavily armored ship in the fleet. Sir, said Dr. Foster, 20 seconds until they fire. Jake had to make a decision. They could try to run, but the aliens would catch them. They could surrender, but the aliens would kill them anyway. Or they could risk everything on one desperate attack. Do it, Jake said. Overload the plasma lance. Ryan began working quickly. Sir, I need 2 minutes to reroute the power. Jake looked at the timer on his screen. We do not have 2 minutes. We have 15 seconds. Sir, I cannot do it that fast, Ryan said. Jake felt panic rising in his chest. They were going to die, and there was nothing he could do about it. Wait, said Dr. Foster. What if we use the quantum drive? Jake looked at her. What do you mean? Sir, if we activate the quantum drive for just a split second, it will create a massive energy surge. We could channel that energy into the plasma lance. Jake stared at her. Has anyone ever tried that before? No, sir, Dr. Foster admitted. But the theory is sound. Jake looked at Ryan. Could it work? Lieutenant Commander Parker was already running calculations. Sir, it might work, but the energy surge could tear the ship apart. Jake heard the sound of alien weapons charging. 10 seconds until they fired. Do it, Jake ordered. Channel the quantum drive energy into the plasma lance. Both Ryan and Dr. Foster began working frantically. Their hands moved over the controls like lightning. Sir, the energy buildup is enormous, Ryan reported. I am not sure the ship can handle it. Jake could feel the Blackstar shaking as massive amounts of energy flowed through its systems. The lights on the bridge became blindingly bright. 5 seconds until alien attack, Dr. Foster announced. Jake looked at the main screen. The alien command ship was directly in front of them. Its crystal hull was beautiful and deadly. Lisa, do you have a target lock? Jake asked. Commander Hayes was struggling with her controls. Sir, the energy surge is interfering with my targeting systems. Jake felt time running out. 3 seconds until the aliens fired. Fire anyway, Jake ordered. Fire everything we have. The USS Blackstar erupted with energy. The plasma lance fired at power levels far beyond its design limits. The beam that shot from the ship was brighter than a star. It was pure destruction made visible. At the same time, the 11 alien ships fired their coordinated attack. Purple energy beams streaked toward the Blackstar from all directions. For a moment, space was filled with light. The plasma lance beam raced toward the alien command ship while 11 enemy shots rushed toward the Blackstar. Jake watched in slow motion as the beams of energy crossed in space. Everything depended on which attack would hit first. The plasma lance reached the alien command ship first. The beam struck the crystal hull with unimaginable force. The ship's shields flared and held for a split second. Then they collapsed. The plasma beam cut through the command ship like a sword through paper. It hit the alien reactor core and caused a chain reaction. The ship began to explode from the inside, but the alien attack was also hitting the Blackstar. 11 energy beams struck their shields at the same time. The ship shook so violently that Jake was thrown from his chair. Shields failing, Ryan shouted over the noise. Jake got back to his feet and looked at the main screen. The alien command ship was tearing itself apart. Explosions ran along its hull like a string of firecrackers. Sir, the command ship is destroyed, Commander Hayes reported. Jake felt a moment of joy. They had done it. The most important enemy ship was gone, but their own ship was in bad shape. Warning alarms were ringing everywhere. Smoke was filling. The bridge. Damage report, Jake ordered. Ryan checked his systems. Sir, shields are down to 10%. We have hull breaches on multiple decks. The quantum drive is offline. Jake looked at the tactical display. The alien command ship was gone, but 10 enemy ships remained. They were all turning toward the Blackstar. Sir, said Dr. Foster, without their command ship, the aliens are having trouble coordinating. They are not working together as well. Jake could see what she meant. The alien ships were moving in confusion. They were no longer acting as one unit. But they are still trying to destroy us, Commander Hayes pointed out. Jake nodded. 10 alien ships were still more than they could handle. But now they had a chance. Carol, get us moving, Jake ordered. Use the debris from the command ship as cover. Lieutenant Stevens flew the Blackstar toward the expanding cloud of wreckage. The remains of the alien command ship provided some protection from enemy fire. Sir, 2 alien ships are following us. Dr. Foster reported. Jake looked at the screen. 2 crystal battle cruisers were pursuing them through the debris field. Their weapons were charging. Lisa, can we take them? Jake asked. Commander Hayes checked her weapons. Sir, our plasma lance is offline. We have conventional weapons only. Jake knew that their normal weapons were not strong enough to penetrate alien shields quickly, but they had to try. Target the nearest ship, Jake ordered. Fire all weapons. The Blackstar's guns opened fire. Energy beams and kinetic projectiles hit the alien ship. Its shields absorbed most of the damage, but a few shots got through. Minor damage to the enemy ship, Hayes reported. The alien ship fired back. Purple energy beams hit the Blackstar's weakened shields. The ship shook, and more alarms began ringing. Sir, we cannot take many more hits like that, Ryan warned. Jake looked around the bridge. His crew was injured and exhausted, but they were still fighting. They would not give up. Kevin, send a message to the surface, Jake ordered. Tell them we are still fighting. Lieutenant Brooks sent the message. Sir, the colonists are still alive. They are hiding in the deep underground shelters. But the remaining alien ships are moving toward the planet. Jake felt new urgency. Without their command ship, the aliens were confused, but they were still dangerous. They were going back to bombing the planet. We have to stop them, Jake said. Sir, how can we fight 10 ships? Commander Hayes asked. Jake thought quickly. The aliens were no longer working together perfectly. That was their chance. We pick them off one at a time, Jake said. Hit and run attacks. Use the planet and the debris field for cover. The USS Blackstar began a deadly game of cat and mouse. Lieutenant Stevens flew the ship through the wreckage around New Eden. The alien ships followed, but they were not coordinating their attacks anymore. Jake watched as 2 alien ships got too close to each other while chasing the Blackstar. Their energy beams crossed and hit each other instead of the human ship. Sir, the aliens just damaged each other, Dr. Foster reported with surprise. Jake smiled grimly. Good. Keep them confused, Carol. The battle continued around the planet. The Blackstar would dart out from cover, attack one alien ship, then hide a guy. The USS Blackstar moved like a ghost through the debris field around New Eden. Captain Jake Morrison watched the tactical display as 8 alien ships tried to hunt them down. Without their command ship, the enemies were making mistakes. Sir, 3 alien ships are moving away from the group, Dr. Amanda Foster reported. They are heading toward the planet's north pole. Jake saw the opportunity immediately. They are splitting up. Carol, follow those 3 ships. We can handle 3 better than 8. Lieutenant Carol Stevens guided the Blackstar after the separated alien vessels. The 3 crystal ships were moving toward New Eden's surface, probably planning to bomb the underground shelters. Lisa, prepare all weapons, Jake ordered. We are going to hit them hard and fast. Commander Lisa Hayes worked at her weapons station. Sir, the plasma lance is still offline. We have conventional weapons and missiles. Jake nodded. They would have to make do with what they had. Target the trailing ship. Fire everything. The Blackstar dropped out of the debris field and attacked. Energy beams and kinetic projectiles hit the last alien ship. Its shields flared with rainbow colors as they absorbed the damage. Good hits, but their shields are holding, Hayes reported. The 3 alien ships turned to face the Blackstar. Their weapons began charging with purple energy. Incoming fire, Lieutenant Stevens warned. Energy beams shot toward the Blackstar. Stevens rolled the ship to avoid most of the shots, but one beam hit their port side. The ship shook and sparks flew from the bridge controls. Minor damage to hull plating, Lieutenant Commander Ryan Parker reported. Jake studied the tactical display. 3 against 1 was better odds, but still dangerous. He needed a new strategy. Kevin, can you hack into their communication systems? Jake asked. Lieutenant Kevin Brooks looked up from his station. Sir, I might be able to confuse their targeting computers. Make them think we are somewhere else. Jake liked that idea. Do. Brooks began working on electronic warfare. Meanwhile, the battle continued. The Blackstar darted between the three alien ships, firing when it could and avoiding their return shots. Sir, I am in their computer system, Brooks announced. I can make their sensors show false targets. Jake felt excitement building. Show them multiple Blackstars. Make them think we have reinforcements. Brooks worked his magic with the alien computers. Suddenly, the three enemy ships began firing in different directions. Their sensors were showing them 5 USS Blackstars instead of 1. It is working, sir, Commander Hayes said. They are shooting at empty space. Jake seized the moment. All weapons target the nearest ship. Full power. The Blackstar's guns concentrated their fire on one confused alien vessel. Without coordinated shields, the enemy ship could not defend itself properly. The human weapons punched through its crystal hull. Direct hit, sir, Hayes reported. Their reactor is overloading. The alien ship exploded in a shower of crystal. Fragments, beautiful but deadly pieces scattered through space. 1 down, 7 to go, Jake said. But the other 2 alien ships had figured out what was happening. They stopped firing at false targets and focused on the real Blackstar. Sir, they are coordinating again, Dr. Foster warned. Jake watched as the 2 remaining ships moved to surround them. Their weapons were charging for a combined attack. Carol, get us out of here, Jake ordered. Lieutenant Stevens flew the Blackstar away from the 2 alien ships. But the enemies were fast and followed closely. Sir, the other 5 alien ships are coming this way, Dr. Foster reported. They heard the explosion. Jake looked at the tactical display. All 7 remaining alien ships were converging on their position. They would be outnumbered again. We need to end this quickly, Jake said. Lisa, do we have any missiles left? Commander Hayes checked her weapon systems. Sir, we have 6 plasma missiles remaining. Jake had an idea. Load all 6 missiles. Program them for delayed detonation. Hayes looked confused. Sir, delayed detonation? Yes, Jake explained. We are going to create a trap. Jake explained his plan quickly. They would fire all 6 missiles at the nearest alien ship, but program them to explode a few seconds after impact. The explosion would create a debris field that the other alien ships would have to fly through. It is risky, sir, Hayes said. We will not have any missiles left, Jake nodded. We have to take the chance. The Blackstar flew toward the nearest alien ship. Jake could see the crystal hull getting larger on the main screen. The alien weapons were charging. Fire all missiles, Jake ordered. 6 plasma missiles shot from the Blackstar toward the enemy ship. The alien tried to shoot them down, but there were too many. All 6 missiles hit the crystal hull and embedded themselves deep inside. Missiles armed and ready to detonate, Hayes reported. Get us away from that ship, Carol, Jake ordered. The Blackstar pulled back just as the 6 missiles exploded inside. The alien vessel. The explosion was enormous. The entire ship came apart in a spectacular fireball that lit up space. The debris from the destroyed ship spread out in all directions. Pieces of crystal hull, twisted metal, and plasma energy created a dangerous cloud. Sir, the other alien ships are flying right into the debris field, Dr. Foster announced. Jake watched as 6 alien ships tried to navigate through the wreckage. The sharp crystal fragments damaged their hulls. The plasma energy interfered with their shields. Target the damaged ships, Jake ordered. The Blackstar opened fire on the alien vessels as they struggled through the debris. Without full shields, the enemy ships were vulnerable. One by one, They began to take serious damage. "Sir, 2 more alien ships are disabled," Hayes reported. Jake felt victory within reach. They were down to 4 enemy ships now. But these 4 were learning to be more careful. "Sir, the remaining ships are regrouping," Dr. Foster warned. "They are staying together and coordinating their attacks." Jake saw the 4 alien ships form a tight formation. They were being smart now, working together to protect each other. "They learned from their mistakes," Jake said. The 4 alien ships began moving toward the Blackstar in formation. Their weapons were all pointing forward. They planned to overwhelm the human ship with concentrated firepower. "Sir, we cannot fight 4 ships at once," Commander Hayes said. Jake looked around the bridge. His crew was tired and injured. The ship was damaged, but they had come too far to give up now. "Ryan, what is the status of the plasma lance?" Jake asked. Lieutenant Commander Parker checked his engineering systems. "Sir, I might be able to get 1 shot, but it would use all our remaining power." Jake made his decision. "Do it. 1 shot is all we need." Parker began rerouting power from all over the ship. The lights dimmed as energy flowed into the plasma lance. The weapon began to charge with deadly energy. "Sir, the alien ships are almost in range," Dr. Foster reported. Jake looked at the main screen. 4 crystal ships were approaching in perfect formation. Their weapons were glowing with purple energy. "Lisa, target the lead ship," Jake ordered. Commander Hayes worked at her station. "Sir, I have a target lock." Jake gripped the arms of his chair. Everything depended on this 1 shot. "Fire the plasma lance," Jake ordered. A brilliant beam of white energy shot from the Blackstar. It was their last chance, their final hope. The beam raced across space toward the lead alien ship. Plasma lance hit the enemy vessel dead center. The crystal hull cracked and shattered. The ship's reactor overloaded and exploded, but the explosion did something Jake had not expected. The destroyed ship's reactor created an energy wave that spread to the other 3 alien ships. Their crystal hulls resonated with the energy and began to crack. "Sir, all 4 ships are breaking apart," Dr. Foster announced with amazement. Jake watched in wonder as the last 4 alien ships destroyed themselves. The crystal hulls could not handle the energy resonance from their destroyed leader. "All enemy ships destroyed," Commander Hayes reported. The bridge was quiet for a moment. Then Jake stood up from his chair. "Kevin, send a message to New Eden," Jake ordered. "Tell them the threat is over." Lieutenant Brooks sent the message. Soon, replies began coming from the planet's surface. The colonists were celebrating. 3 million people were safe. "Sir, we are getting thanks from all over the planet," Brooks reported. "They are calling us heroes." Jake looked around the bridge at his crew. They were tired, dirty, and wounded, but they were alive. And they had saved 3 million innocent people. "Ryan, damage report," Jake asked. Lieutenant Commander Parker checked his systems. "Sir, we have damage to multiple systems. 14 crew members are wounded, but no one was killed. We can make it home." Jake felt relief wash over him. They had won against impossible odds. The USS Blackstar had faced 12 alien battlecruisers and destroyed them all. "Sir," said Dr. Foster, "according to our sensors, no alien ships escaped. None of them sent any messages before they were destroyed." Jake understood what that meant. No enemy had survived to tell the story of what happened here. The Zephyrian Empire would not know how their fleet was defeated. "Good," Jake said. "Let them wonder what happened to their ships." The USS Blackstar began its journey home. The ship was damaged but victorious. Its crew was tired but proud. They had faced the darkness of space and emerged into the light. Captain Jake Morrison looked out at the stars one more time. Somewhere out there, other human colonies might be in danger. Other innocent people might need help, but the USS Blackstar and its crew